You're listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast, and obviously brought to you by DraftKings. Get on DraftKings right now. You put down $1, you get a $150 free play off of that. A lot of people have capitalized on it. Why don't you hop on there as well? Now, we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Benn Mathurin, one of the best players on the U of A basketball team, NBA prospect, all the above. Ben, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad. There was a pretty cool story that was floating around on Instagram. You got a little bit of a surprise yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
So kind of take us through this right here.
I went back home in August. I didn't get the chance to see my sister for long. So she spoke with Coach Murphy in order to come for the Red and Blue game this weekend.
Okay. Now, all right. This was just awesome. Now, did you have any idea that this was going to occur?
Not really. I mean, I had probably a little, like, I don't know, just something that told me like it might happen, because Coach said we have film at 8 in the morning, which I'm not really used to have. But yeah, I'd say it was a good surprise.
Okay. Speaking of Coach Lloyd, let's talk about the new era of Tommy Lloyd right now. And you, after Coach Miller was let go, obviously Tommy Lloyd was brought in. What was his pitch to you, and what made you want to stay and come back for your sophomore year and be a Wildcat?
I would say I like the way he plays, like his coaching style. Gonzaga plays at a really fast pace. It's more like a transition pace. So I feel like it really matched my game, and that's the reason why I wanted to stay for another year.
How did he say, now when he talked with you and he looked at your skill set, what did he say that he wanted from you, and what did he say that he thinks that he could make you better at?
He told me he had a great plan for me to be a better player and have a huge impact on this team. Also more to be of a leader. He came from a great program, and he coached a lot of great players, and he told me some things I could improve on in order to be one of them great players.
Now, he's mentioned running a lot and getting up and down and giving you guys the freedom to be able to make plays. As an athlete like yourself that can get up and down, that can shoot, can handle a little bit, that's really got to be something that you'd like to hear.
Yeah. As soon as he told me he likes to play fast pace, I said it will be great for me. Also, like the ball moving from side to side, involving in ball screens. I was really excited when he told me that.
All right, Ben, you've got an interesting background here as far as how you got to the University of Arizona. Tell the people out there a little bit, just kind of your journey, from Canada to playing in Mexico to getting to the United States, and obviously playing for the U of A.
Yeah. Well, my mom's from Haiti. I was born in Canada. I started playing when I was six years old. Eventually, I went to high school in Mexico City for 2 years at the NBA Academy. That's why I learned Spanish over there. And then I came to Arizona in the U.S. for my freshman year, and then I'm at my sophomore year.
All right. Now, Canada's slept on as far as basketball talent. There's a lot of good players up there. Did that kind of help you get to the point where you became a high-level college prospect?
Can you say it one more time, please?
Yeah, Canada's kind of slept on when it comes to all the basketball players that have come out of there. Your Andrew Wiggins, your Tristan Thompsons, this and that. Did going against, players that are going to be NBA type guys, did that help you get to the point you're at now?
Yeah, I'd say I played against a lot of great players. I was really close. I'm really close with Lugens Dort. We're from the same neighborhood, and we play for the same program. So just seeing those guys, he went to ASU, so just seeing those guys play at the high level just inspired me of being the next at going to college basketball and just be at a high level.
All right, now let's get to a little bit of basketball talk with Ben. Now, the first thing I wanted to ask you about, Ben, is when you get guys like yourself that have next level ability, all conference ability, a lot of times there's a stage when you kind of realize that you can do some things that other kids just can't do. Was there ever a point in your basketball development when you're like, wow, I'm lucky I can do some things that some other kids out there can't do?
Yeah, I'd say my shooting ability. Yeah, since I was really young, I used to be like able to shoot the ball really well, and I feel like it just never has been a problem for me. But also jumping high. I started jumping high when I was 14. Started dunking and doing windmills in between the legs. I just felt like I was really gifted, at a young age to be able to do this type of things.
Now, take us through the recruiting process for you a little bit. You're playing again high school basketball in Mexico City. You start getting recruited by Arizona, Baylor, this and that. What made you decide, Arizona was the place that I want to continue? Because you had good options. I mean, Baylor, defending national champion.
Yeah. I went on a visit to Baylor, and then the following weekend I went to visit Arizona. I saw a couple things that made me want to come to Arizona, like such as they had great system. Also, they viewed myself as a player, such as like Josh Green, and seeing him being high on like mock draft and just have a good future and going to the NBA just motivated me to want it to be one of this type of player like Josh Green.
Right. So we'll get to the NBA talk there in just a second. But when you look at your team this year, how good can you guys be? What are you looking for from your team and, from yourself individually?
As a team, I want to win it, national championship. I told the guys we're ready. If you're not ready to be on the boat, then just don't come, because the year is not going to be really easy. We gonna go through some ups and downs, but obviously, I really want to win a national championship. I just feel like it's gonna help the team, like just have eyes on us, and we just have to shock the world.
All right. Talk a little bit now about kind of some of your teammates right there. You got a new point guard. Well, not a new point guard, but a different point guard in Kerr, who's going to be running the point. You got a Julius up front. You kind of got a little bit of a three-headed monster right there. You guys talk about that at all?
Yeah, we spoke a little bit. I played against Azulas this summer. We spoke about it already. I'd say it was fun. Wait, can you see me?
Yeah, you cut out there just for a second. Your screen's black. There you go.
All right, yeah. I spoke with Azulas a little bit. When we were in Lafayette, we played against each other, and we were really excited about what was coming next for us. Also, with Kerr, Kerr was not able to play a lot of games last year. He only played the 8 last games, but I feel like we're pretty excited for this year.
All right. Now, individually, do you have any goals? Do you have anything where you want to, I want to be an all-conference player. I want to win a Defensive Player of the Year award, anything like that. Do you have any kind of goals like that?
Yeah, obviously, I want to get every. My goal is to obviously be the best player I can be, Pac-12 Player of the Year. But also, I just want to win this year. To be honest, I want to be a great teammate and just have the most win possible and be a great teammate.
All right. You had a chance because you were on some NBA, mock draft boards. How serious did you contemplate, at least putting your foot in and just kind of seeing where you could go in the draft? Or is it something where at the end of the day, you always knew you wanted to come back for your sophomore year? What was your mentality this past offseason?
I'd say I really considered leaving after my first year, but I'd say I always knew like I would get a better chance if I come back for another year, and just get better at things. I got feedbacks from scouts and GMs saying some things I gotta improve. So I feel like I went back for another year would not hurt me.
What did they? What were some of the things that they liked? What were some of the things that they said maybe to improve on a little bit?
They like my size, my shooting ability, and my percentages. some things they told me I should really improve was being consistent with my scoring ability and just being more of a leader.
All right. Now, you said you've always had the 3-point shot, and you look around the NBA and there's so many guys, they get really good defenders that are built like you and that can shoot the 3-point shot. So that's got to be kind of reassuring knowing that you've already got kind of that base that so many guys in the NBA have been able to thrive off of.
Yeah, I agree. Most people consider me as a 3-and-D, but obviously I play the sport to be one of the greatest. So I just feel like I want to be better at things I'm not really good at right now. Just so when I go over there, I can do probably everything.
Okay. Now, when you work on your, you mentioned your ball handling a little bit. What are there certain drills you go through? Is it just something that you work on every day? How does that go?
I say I be dribbling basketball really more often than I used to do before. I do some drills every day with my coach, and just trying to dribble a basketball every time I can.
All right. So tomorrow you got the red-blue game. There's going to be a lot of games. You got a scrimmage going on. You got a dunk contest. This is going to be your first time in college being in front of a gymnasium where you're going to have a lot of people. Little nervous, excited? What are you feeling right now?
So I'm really excited for tomorrow's game. Playing in front of a lot of fans, and I remember my visit. They played Long Beach State, and they had a lot of fans. So, I'm really excited for tomorrow, having fans back at the McHale Center.
All right, are you going to be in the dunk contest?
Yeah, I'll be in the dunk contest.
All right, now you don't have to let any cat out of the bag, but what are you? You got something special for the fans out there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but I have something special for the fans.
Right. Now, Coach Lloyd talked about how this is going to be an opportunity for it's going to be like a real kind of scrimmage. We're going to Arizona fans are going to be able to see you guys in person really for the first time. That's going to be fun to kind of have a practice run before you really get the games going, a real practice run in front of a big crowd like that.
Yeah, I really agree. It will be fun, just to have a little preview of what to expect. Also, having fans coming to the game, and then just have like a first experience of playing in front of a lot of fans.
All right, Ben, before we let you go, and again, can't thank you enough for coming on here, but talk about being a Wildcat. How enjoyable has it been for your almost a little bit over a year being an Arizona Wildcat?
I say it's been great. We had open practice, and some veterans, some alumni came, and it was just amazing to see, how like really humble they were just to explain me. We had Steve Kerr who won a lot of championships, just telling me how fun it was to be a Wildcat, and it's not only like a program, but it's more of a family.
Okay, and seeing all those guys come back, that had to be pretty cool for a young guy like yourself.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty fun. My goal is to play in the NBA in the future. So seeing Andre Iguodala and Richard Jefferson talking to me and just motivating me.
Did you pick their brain a little bit?
Yeah, I did.
Well, Ben, we can't thank you enough for coming on. And again, it's everybody's super excited you're coming back for your sophomore year, and everyone's excited to see you out there tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Okay. Thanks again, Ben. We really appreciate your time, my man.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. All right. There's a lot to unpack right there with Ben. There's a lot to unpack with this roster, and we're going to get to in a second. But one thing that you do need to remember is that DraftKings is the place you need to be. You put in $1, you get $150 free play. Doesn't really get much better than that. You know what? And you can put it on anything. My pick of the week is I like UCLA to cover the 3 against ASU. That's my DraftKings pick of the week. But you've got so many different things. You can go your over-unders. You can go with your point spreads. You can go with in-game parlays. just on off normal bets. That's how enjoyable it is. And it makes the game fun. Let's be honest with you. There's sometimes you're watching a game and you're like, Jaguars Bengals doesn't do a lot for me, but you see that in-game odds and you're like, something that I'm going to throw in there right now. So again, go down and, download this DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code PHNX to receive $150 free play off that $1 bet. 21 over, Arizona only. And if you got a gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEPS, the place that you're going to want to call. New customers only. Minimum $5 bet and $1 wager required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. And we're going to have a lot of cool podcasts like this going where we've got guys like Benn Mathurin, Stanley Berryhill was on earlier. So listen to the AZ Wildcats podcast. Check out Go PHNX because honestly, there's a lot of really good stuff there. They're from content. You got the Suns, you got the Diamondbacks, you've got the Cardinals, you got the Sun Devils, you got all kinds of different podcasts and live articles all the time. And it's a pretty good spot to check out. Now, let's talk a little bit about what we just heard, though, with Benn. First and foremost, this was a kid that we should all embrace because he could have left for the NBA last year. He's a player that you look at your typical 3-and-D guy, and for people out there that don't know quite exactly what that means shoots three-pointers, can play lockdown defense, and you know what? The rest just kind of comes. And he's got that. Bare minimum, Benn is that type of player. But what's going to be a little interesting to watch this year with Benn is can he take that next step? Now, he's got the kind of talent where when he walks onto the court, he's going to get 14 points. He's going to get 4 rebounds, a couple assists. But the next step, and Benn mentioned this quite a few times, was that working on the ball handling. Now, there's 2 different kinds of basketball players generally on the wing. There's the straight line driver where I get the ball and you know what? I got a little bit of an opening and I take 2 dribbles and I get right to the hoop. That wasn't me. That's not a lot of people. Now, where you can really separate yourself is getting out there and being able to make plays off the dribble. And what that means is when you see a coach say ISO or clear out, generally that's when you've got guys who have a little bit of a wiggle to their dribble, for lack of a better term, can get that step back, can get their guy off balance and then get by him with either shoulder. If Benn can get to that point, you're looking at a player right there that not only is he going to be a first-round pick, you could be looking at a guy that's got lottery pick potential because he's got everything else in spades. He's got the length. He's got the athleticism. He shot almost 85% from the free throw line last year. He's going to be a 40% three-point shooter. So that would be what I would watch tomorrow. And we're going to talk a lot about what to watch for in the red-blue game, but that would be a huge part of what I would want to see from Benn this coming year. Can he get his guy off balance with the dribble? And if he can get his guy off balance with the dribble, then this is going to be a guy that's going to flirt with All-American status. I mean, that's the kind of guy that we're talking about here. Now, the other guy, and I talked about him a little bit, is Azuolas Tubelis. Everybody knows that, this is a guy that put up 30 points on the Mobley brothers last year. He is probably not quite as talented as Benn, but from a physicality, skill perspective, he might be the best guy on the team. Now, what I'm going to look for tomorrow is he able to take that next step? Are we looking at a guy that's going to be 17 points, 10 rebounds? Or are you looking at somebody who could maybe have some Tyler Hansborough type numbers eventually where you're like 21 and 12 and you know what, you're the conference player of the year? That's the kind of potential that I think a guy like that does have. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do. So those are the 2 main guys that I think are on everybody's all conference list. And we're going to get to on the other side exactly what you can look for from some of the other players. But again, this is the time you need to hop on DraftKings. You got college basketball starting up shortly. We're in the heart of the football season. We've got NFL, you got college football. You've got pretty much any game you want to watch is going to be a possibility there. And so you put down $1 and you get $150 free play. So Worst case scenario, you lose $1. Best case scenario, you get $150 out of that. Does it really get much better than that? Because, okay, I got $150. And then once you get the $150, you're playing with house money. So then you could say, all right, I'm going to put 75 here, 75 there. And you get an avenue to be able to really make some more money out there. And a lot of people have hopped on DraftKings with that. And you know what? I'm on it. I'm not even a great bettor. And I made money because, again, you've got a free play right there. And if you got a free play, you can essentially do whatever you want with that. So again, $1 down, $150 free play after that. All right, so we got the red-blue game, and it's kind of nostalgic for me because I remember back in the day when the red-blue game was really your first time to see players, and because there was recruiting, but it was kind of a myth type thing. I always go back to when Mike Bibby had his red-blue game. Everybody had heard about Mike Bibby. He's this precocious guy from the Phoenix area, but he wasn't really seen by a lot of people unless you went to one game at Sal Point. And I'll never forget. So we're at the red-blue game, and he just looked different than everybody else out there. And keep in mind, this is a team with Jason Terry, with Miles Simon, with Michael Dickerson. But it was the freshman point guard from Phoenix that just really stuck out. And lo and behold, there's a reason that he stuck out. That's what you look for in a red-blue game like this. I don't necessarily look for like the score. I don't really care about that. I care to how people look. And let's be honest right here. At the point guard position, I'm not comparing him to Mike Bibby because he's not, but Kerr is the guy that I think everybody is going to be looking at because this is point guard U. It's been a long time since we've had a next level point guard here. TJ was really good, but you know, at the U of A, generally you had scorers. You have your Damon Stoudemire's, you have your Jason Terry's, you have your Mike Bibby's, you have your guys like that. And when you watch Tommy Lloyd talk about Kerr, this is a guy that there's a quiet confidence to him. And Tommy talked yesterday about how, all right, I don't necessarily see where people are talking about when they say that he's not a point guard because he can move, he can run the team the way I want, he can shoot the ball the way I want, and he can set people up the way I want. So this whole misnomer that he's not really a point guard, I think it's going to be an interesting thing to watch and see how exactly if that can be dispelled or not. Now, Lloyd obviously knows point guard, so he was obviously happy about what he's gotten there. The one other guy that you got to watch, and I would love to be wrong on him, is Christian Coloco. Now, the big man is an easy kid to root for. He's a great kid. He obviously works really, really hard. He's just had a couple issues his first couple years, and generally it's catching the ball. But Lloyd said something, though, that took a lot of people aback, and you could tell he wasn't BSing about it. Tommy Lloyd talked about how he thinks that Christian Coloco has all conference ability. And I was looking around at other people in the media and we were just like, whoa. And then he went on how talented he was about how he's a hard worker. Then when you see him up close, you can tell the Coloco's been working on his body. Coloco's been working on his game in a big way. And because he looks fantastic. Now, everybody's seen the Instagram videos where he's shooting 3-pointers. I don't know that that's necessarily going to occur, but I do think that he's going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of playing time, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do out there. There's a lot of signs to up there, and honestly, I'm just excited because it feels like it's a new era of basketball right now. I don't know how good Arizona's going to be. I think they're going to be sneaky good, but this is something new. It feels kind of like a new frontier. And you know what else is a new frontier? It's time. Let's talk about Manscaped a little bit. All right. Now this is an item that a lot of people have talked about. I was talking with a couple people yesterday when I was going over the reads, and there's a lot of people. Manscaped's a big deal. And so you're saying, all right, Mike, well, you know, what's Manscaped? And basically it's time to end the days of shave your down down below parts like the end of a horror movie. And the folks at Manscaped have the perfect solution for you. The below the waist grooming leaders have a 4th generation performance package. Inside, I kid you not, inside you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, liquid formulation, and 2 free gift cards. 2 free gift cards. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code PHNX at manscaped.com. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code word PHNX. Slay your worst pubes and keep your dagger clean with Manscaped. Again, it sounds fun. A lot of people are using it. And when you think about it, it's practical. And there's a reason that it's real, that a lot of people are using it. So this was a fun show. I'm really looking forward to being able to get some more guys on, but just being able to see Benn Mathurin, being able to see a guy like that up close who, let's be honest, is probably going to be in the NBA next year. This is a guy that if everything goes right, he's probably going to be making a lot of money. And watching him just kind of interact and just where he sees himself, where he came from. It's a unique journey. And you can tell that he's a kid that's really easy to root for. And Tommy Lloyd, I thought, put it best. He said, there's going to be some days when he dominates. There's going to be some days when he might fit in a little bit more. But either way, this is a kid that's got a big time future, and incredibly happy that he came on to the show. Now, we're going to have we'll be on with you tomorrow, getting you ready for breaking down the red blue game. We've already got some articles up on Go PHNX. I will be retweeting those out here shortly. Just kind of things that you want to look for in the red blue game. Things that we went over, break it down into a little bit more detail. You got you guys like your Shane Noels. You've got guys like Adama Ball, other players like that maybe we haven't hit on a ton. Dalen Terry's a guy that I go into great detail on. And so check it out again at Go PHNX. Got all the articles up. I'll be retweeting it out. But we'll be back with you tomorrow, breaking down the red-blue game. And I can't thank Benn Mathurin and everybody at the U of A, Nate, for making this happen. We'll be back with you tomorrow.